Hey guys, how's it going? Rich here at the Lift It Off Road Shop, and today I am starting the process of painting my my bolt-in roll cage. And so basically, first what you got to do is scuff up the current surface a little bit so that the new paint will stick a little bit better. I'm not a body guy. I know a little bit of the processes, but I'm definitely no expert with body work. So I only know a little bit. I'm not interested in making it like a perfect looking, shiny piece of material. I just want to get it stuff painted, looking half decent, and then I want the paint to stick as much as possible. And so I'm using spray cans by all means. But I don't want to just spray paint over it because that usually flakes off and it doesn't work. So the first thing you really got to do is get yourself some kind of a scuffing material, or one of these. Like this is how I do it anyway. You either got your green Scotch-Brite pad. This one's a little bit dirty already, or you've got these little sanding sponges that you can get. You can get any of this stuff at your hardware store. These green things you can get these at grocery stores and whatnot. But these little scuffing, sanding sponges, you can find them at the hardware store, and probably well, Kmart, Walmart, back in the hardware section. You can sometimes find them there. So something like that, some sort of light scanning paper. You don't want to sand off all the paint, like you don't want to use like 60 grit with a grinder and sand off all the paint. You just want to scuff the surface up a little bit. So I think right now I'll start off with the sanding pad, and here's one of the brackets you got for it. So basically, I'll just run the sanding pad over it a little bit, just to remove the glossiness on it. That's basically all you really need to do. Just scuff it up a little bit so that it's not glossy anymore. Got a little edge there, scuff that up so it's a little bit roughed up, and you can sand around here. So that's basically all you need. And I'm only scuffing up a lot of this surface material, like this part right here. You're not going to see that once it's bolted on. You're only going to see the outside. So I think I don't know yet. I'm thinking I'll only scuff up the surfaces that you're going to be able to see from the outside, and that'll also save some painting time, because most of this is going to be covered up by other parts anyway. So, and also I kind of like the idea of having little hints of original color in the background, maybe something like that. So yeah, just run your scuff pad over the edges, just enough to take off the shine. That's how I do it. Like I said, I'm no expert body guy. I'm not an expert in painting. Used to be, I wouldn't even do this much. I would just get the rattle can and just spray it on. But nowadays, I try to do at least a little bit better job. Make the paint stick on there better. Like I said, some of this stuff isn't going to be seen anyway, so I'm not too worried about scuffing it. I'm only scuffing the surfaces that are going to be visible. There you go. It's looking pretty good. So that's basically the first step. This little section right there. Get that sanded a little bit. And there's that. that's pretty much it for the first step. I want to go through if you guys can see this at all. You guys can see like the shiny section, like on that side. You can kind of see the glare on that compared to that what I've already done. You'll know when you've got it. Like I said, it just takes the gloss off. It's not so glossy, and that's all you need. So you don't have to sand the paint off completely. Just scuff it up a little bit so that it's not glossy anymore. This is going to be quite a project. Got lots of little pieces on this. Want it to look pretty good, you know. Like I said, I'm not going for your mirror candy finish or your mirror finish. I don't care if it's very glossy. It's a Jeep, you know, after all. It's going to get dirty. It's going to get muddy. It's going to get scratched up. The idea, my whole thought process between for what I do is since it is a Jeep and it's going to get dirty, scratched up, and damaged, I just want to be able to go after, you know, after some time, if it's starting to look really bad, just go over it with a can of spray paint, touch it up a little bit, and use up touch up, and it's as good as new. So that's another reason I like Jeeps. You can do that with Jeeps, especially older ones. Like if I had a brand new Jeep, I wouldn't do that. If I had a brand new Jeep, I probably wouldn't take it wheeling. At least not until it was paid off, or until it got, you know, dinged up a little bit. I'd keep it off the trails for a while if it was brand new. But mine's a '99. It's already got dings and scratches and all kinds of trail damage and whatnot on it. So a can of spray paint to touch up spots and stuff, that's perfect for me. That's all I care about. A little bit of scuffing. And when you're done scuffing up all these pieces, you have to go back and basically wipe them down, because you want to wipe off all the dust. This sponge pad's working pretty good. It's pretty easy. It doesn't take a whole lot of effort. Just run it over a little bit. Scuff up the surface. Shit all over my hands. Now, all these little pieces, if you can see those are going to be a pain. So I don't know how, yeah, I probably won't get too extensive with scuffing these up. I mean, I'll scuff them up a little bit, but I probably won't get too extensive. You see all that dust on there? I'll let this down for now. So yeah, so once you get your parts, let's see with this section, I might just use this because it'll wrap around easier. It's not as abrasive. The green Scotch Brite pad, it's not as abrasive as the sponge, but you can still scuff it up a decent amount. Get that shine off of there. Just want to scuff it up. Almost makes it look flat, like it's a satin flat tip. So yeah. quite as abrasive as this sponge pad, the sanding sponge is, but it still works. I mean, you can still tell the difference. So turn it over once in a while, get a fresh surface. Some of this might actually hit it with the sanding pad. Yeah, the sanding sponge definitely worked better. Just want to scuff up a little bit. Make sure you get it all the way, all the way around. Part's looking pretty good. Remember, I did have a body class once a few years ago, and they kind of emphasized that to try to sand in one direction. Like you'll sand for a little bit in that direction, and then you come back and sand for a little bit in the opposite direction, make a crisscross pattern. But like I said, with stuff like this, I'm not concerned about it being perfect. Besides, if you do like little circles or swirls and whatnot, it's going to be just as good. That's the general idea. And once you're done sanding all these parts, like I said, I'm going to go back through again with a dry rag or paper towel or what have you, something that's lint free basically, and just wipe everything down. You're supposed to use like alcohol too. Get like a paper towel with some alcohol, or tack cloth is what they use in body shops. Something called tack cloth. I've never personally used tack cloth, but that's like a cloth. It's like a rag. You just wipe everything down with your tack cloth, and it picks up all the dust and debris that might be left behind. Then you can go back through and wipe it down with a paper towel and alcohol or something like that. I don't think I'm going to go that far with it. Like I said, I just want it to stick pretty good. So that's about it for that piece. I'm just gonna get working on the rest of this stuff. So you get the idea, right? You just take all your pieces, wipe it down with your sanding material or your abrasive material until you knock off the gloss finish. And you'll be able to see like all the little tiny scratches and the rubbing in there, and that's all you need. Wipe it off with a dry paper towel or a dry rag to get all the dust off. And you probably don't want to wash it because it's hard to get water off sometimes unless you give it sufficient amount of time to dry. So you can wash the dust off if you want to, as long as you make sure it's completely dry first before you start painting. But yeah, that's it. So I'm gonna go ahead and get to work on these parts, and I will be back with another update at some point in the future. So thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed this. I hope you learned something. If you've never done this before, I hope you learned it. Or I hope you learned how to do it. So go ahead and do your own painting projects. Make sure you have a well ventilated area with your paint, because that paint stuff can be pretty bad. But yeah, that'll be about it for me for now. That'll be about it for now with me. How do you say that? I don't know. But anyway, this is Rich from the Lifted Off-Road Shop, aka The Lifted Life. So out here living the Jeep lifestyle, and I will see you guys again later. And then get back to work. Have fun and be lifted. Out.